Hey guys, so if you want to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification bell to be notified every time I post a new video. If you want to follow me on Instagram and look at my Amazon storefront, I will leave everything linked down below in the description box. So I was gonna like post a video of me saying like, hey, I got a job, but then I just ended up forgetting, and then I kept putting it off. And mainly I was just really tired from like working, even though I only worked 1 week, and then I switched down to like 3 days a week instead of 5, which my body cannot handle working for that long. But I will say working at Panera was the absolute best thing. It was so lovely. I loved all my coworkers. They were so like incredibly amazing, except for 2 people, but that's fine. And like my managers were the best. Like, oh my goodness, I still miss that place. um it's like I was very lucky in the sense that like I got an incredible job. I mean, it was easy compared to other people's jobs, but hard for me, like physically. But task wise, it was actually pretty dang easy. I just had to like obviously move because Panera is a restaurant. I mean, it's not like a full on like sit down restaurant, but it is a restaurant where you sit down, and typically it's kind of not typically, it is kind of fast paced, but it's not like a fine dining or something. And it's a little bit slower than McDonald's, because McDonald's is like typically a really fast food restaurant, and Panera is like kind of in the between of a fast food and a fine dining. That's what my assumption is. Maybe not like official fine dining where it's like expensive, but compared to like a Cheesecake Factory or an Italian place, Panera is like in between. I hope I'm making more sense for you. I don't know. I keep talking about this for so long. My brain's kind of tired. But I was very lucky in the sense that I had such a good job. Like the people around me were amazing. I loved them. That was my ring that I hit against the table. But I was just so lucky, and the reason why I had to leave, which again is my body, I just could not handle it. So for me, what I did was I would go there at 11 o'clock and then leave at like 3, or sometimes past 3. Since I'm part-time, I was like 20 hours, Monday through Friday, 11 through 3, and then after the first week, I was like, my body can't handle it. So that the next week, we went down from 5 to 3 hours, 3 days for 4 hours, 12 words. 12 hours a week, and from the original 20 hours a week. And it was fun. I enjoyed it, but like even 3 days a week, my body just could not handle it. I could not I could not physically sustain longer than I did have, and I was only there for about like 2 months. I started in April, March, April, May. Yeah, I started in March. March, April. So about like two months and like a week or 2 weeks, in. So I mean, for me, that was a very long time, because that was like the second job I've ever gotten, and the first job I worked at like a dog place, and I only worked for about like 6 days. And that was obviously wrong for me, but within those 6 days that I worked like 8 hours or like 9 hours. So it was like a lot, and that was more a physical tasking job compared to like food, and all you have to do is just take dishes. Like you take dirty dishes from the customers, you clean the tables, you sweep, you mop some things up, you do the dishes, you bring the clean dishes to the front, you do stocking, which is like they have like a lettuce, so I would just bring the lettuce to them. Well, not to them, I would bring the lettuce, put the lettuce inside, stock some mac and cheese, maybe stock some like tomatoes, onions, corn, trying to think what else they have, like olives, banana peppers, like strawberries, like stuff like that. I could do the very easy stuff, but compared to the actual like making the food, talking to the customers, doing the cash register, that is not my thing. I can't handle it, and I know myself, and that is one of my limitations. But sadly, with that job, I could not, like, I would need to sit, and I need, like, a chair in order for, like, my body to handle it, and, sadly, I couldn't get a chair because if I, like, one, for liabilities, if I'm in the back and doing the dishes, there's so much water, it could slip, but also, like, it's in the middle of, like, the walkway, which it's, like, it could fit like 2 people in there, but like you kind of have to like squish in if you wanted to have 2 people back to back in there, which is not the greatest thing to have a chair, even if it didn't have like a backing or not. It's just the liability is too much, and also I don't know if it would be like cleanliness, maybe, I don't know, it's just a chair, but still, I would have to have my hours cut back, and it's like I'm doing 4 hours. How much more can you cut it back? Are you wanting to cut it? This is my thinking. If I were to do that, would they cut it back down to like 2 hours or like 5 hours or something? Like, I want to know. I wish I could know what they were thinking if I were to go down that route, but I don't think it was like actually possible in order to get a chair back there. But then it's just like all the hefty lifting. Oh yeah, and they have coffee, so like there's like coffee canisters, and for majority of the time I was like carrying them back and forth until I realized I could put them on like the little bar cart, which would save me so much time from carrying it in like hands. But I didn't think to do that until like towards like the last like 3 weeks or so that was more annoying on my part to not think to put the coffee canisters onto the bar cart, so I could not like have my back in pain, and like the whole like bending and picking up thing, it made my like kneecaps, the bottoms of my feet, and like for some reason this side of my side, like hip back area, was in so much pain, and I just like, yeah, it was so much that like I hated going into work in the sense of like my body's gonna hate me for this, but I love the people around me, but I hate doing my actual job. So that's the reason why I had to quit. Currently I am a jobless, looking for a job where I can sit majority of the time, and let me tell you, that is probably like a really hard thing to find because that requires being a receptionist, typically, is what I think. Like a doctor's office, like business, is always required to be a receptionist. And I had a job interview with a place called Massage Envy, which is a great place, I guess. But the thing is, if I would have worked there, I would have needed to talk to people on the phone, deal with customers, obviously, but also try to sell the customers on a card, just so that, in order to make it cheaper for the, clients coming in, but that's how they make the money. And it's like, I'm not very good at selling people stuff. Like, for example, if I was at a Sephora, which I wish I could have worked at a Sephora, I could say like, oh my gosh, I love this product, but like, you don't have to buy it type of thing. It's not like, that would be my percent word. That's what I would do instead of saying like, oh, let's try this, yeah, it's like amazing, here's all these benefits, like these facts, these ingredients, blah blah blah, to try to get someone to buy it, instead of just saying, oh, I just like it because I like the smell, I think it looks great on me, or I think it does work for me, but maybe it won't for you, so I don't know. Like, that's my type of thing, what I would do if I was in customer, like, say, if I was in sales, which I don't think is a very good thing to have. So this is just me rambling, and I don't know if I just said anything at all. But I hope you guys like this video, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye guys!